Today I want to talk about the biggest psychological trick that the market makers play on every single retail trader that almost no one talks about. And it's not what you think. So imagine that you're going into the market. You're going into a session, you're taking a trade, and it works. You make 3%, 6%, 8%, whatever you make. Then you're satisfied. Then you go in some other day, maybe the same week, maybe the week after, you take another trade and it works and it goes straight to TP and you win again. And I'm going to tell you today that sometimes smart money, the market makers, those who control the market and the narrative, they do this on purpose. They want you to win. They want you to have a really good month. Maybe they want you to make 20%, 30%, and they want to give you that money. They have a lot of money. Like, they have so much money that they actually want to give some of it to you. And you're feeling pretty confident and you feel like this is going your way. And they actually let you win for a period of time. But this is the biggest psychological trick and a trap that they use. They don't use technical traps. They don't just use technical traps like liquidity sweeps and that kind of stuff. They also use psychological traps like this one to make you feel like you're in control, to make you feel like you know what you're doing, only to take everything away from you again. And that hurts even more once you go from making that profit to losing everything and becoming more confident, more aggressive, and you're willing to take bigger risks and you feel like this is going your way. You're not looking at trading, buying new prop firm challenges, putting money into the market as risky anymore. You're looking at it as an investment. This is also why prop firms give you the refund if you pass the challenge, because once you buy it, you don't feel like you're spending money that you'll never see again. You feel like you're just investing in a prop firm challenge, and you think that you're going to get that money back. This is how they bait you into putting a lot of money in the market, and they give you this illusion that you're going to get it back, but you necessarily won't. But because in gambling, at least you know that if you put this amount of money into the slot machine, that's gone. It's not like the slot machine says it's a deposit, like you're gonna get it back. No, that money is gone. But in trading, you put money into a prop firm challenge and you don't feel like you lost the money. And you put money into your account, personal account, and you feel like you haven't lost that money. This is the biggest illusion ever. And once they finally get you to feel really confident and know what you're doing and get that euphoric feeling of I won, I'm unstoppable, and you maybe make 10% in 1 week and you feel like this is amazing and you feel unstoppable, that's when you're actually at the easiest point to manipulate, to take all the money back from you again. And this is how it goes, because the market makers are really patient and they want you to win short term but only to lose long term. And why do you think that when you're actually following your plan, like, you don't care that you made 10%, you're not upping the risk, you're not doing other stuff, you're just continuing to follow the plan, because after a win comes a loss, losing streaks, and then winning streaks again. So if you just follow your plan and risk 1%, then you wouldn't care about losing 1%. it's not exciting to follow your plan. You know why? Because it's predictable. It's only when what you're doing in the market is unpredictable, when you're not following your plan and there is more uncertainty in the outcome, that's actually what triggers the gambling addiction, not following your plan. You can follow your plan and basically not feel anything whether you won or you lost. But as soon as you do something else, you'll feel it. And the third psychological trick in the market that the market uses on you is, again, it goes into the first hand in hand with making you feel like you're about to make it. This is really clever. They want you to feel like you're almost there. You're really close and you can see the profits, but then it gets taken away. And again, I made 6% in Euro USD and 4% in Nasdaq last week. And that's pretty much it. A year ago or 2 years ago, I would have made the classical mistake of taking other trades because I feel like shit, I'm 3.5% away from completing phase 1 on this challenge I'm currently doing. And you feel like you're so close. But again, I realized that if I make that 3.5%, then it won't be that exciting because I've done it before. I've completed lots of challenges before, and that's just one stepping stone. And then you have to complete phase 2, and then you have to get a payout, and then maybe you're going to draw down, so you have to get back into equilibrium and you have to make another payout, and then the market conditions change, so you have to adapt, find a new strategy. So it's not like there's no point in rushing to get to some sort of destination with this amount of funding, this amount of payouts. You can make 100k from trading this year or next year, and most of you would think that you've made it. But in reality, let's say you would do trading full time. You make 100k after taxes. Let's say after taxes you have 100k of profits, and you would think that now you've made it. But 100k doesn't mean anything if your strategy no longer works. It doesn't mean anything if the market conditions change. So there is nothing to rush. And this is something for another video, but again, sometimes you're not ready for what you think. You want to rush the process. Maybe, let's say in my case, I want to rush getting more funded accounts, getting bigger payouts, but I'm not necessarily ready for that mentally. I think that I'm ready, but I think, and I notice this feeling, if I'm winning too big, then that's also an issue. That's not good to do too quickly because your nervous system, your mind isn't equipped or hasn't adapted to that yet. You have to do it in the right timing, in the right direction, because you can't just go into, oh shit, I'm winning really big and I want to win even bigger. Like, you have to be able to handle that mentally. And I know this sounds really stupid, but it's actually true, because quick success built on no foundation leads to quiet collapse. It doesn't last. You may think that you're ready to skip steps and get to a certain point, but you're not. It doesn't work like you can just rush it and get to, oh, I'm gonna make this much a month, because you won't handle it really well, and you're going into the market with a wrong mindset as well. And you will eventually lose your funding, you will lose in your personal life because you can't handle the ups and downs and the emotions because you're not ready for it. So just be patient, let it take the time it takes, and just perform the best of your ability in the league or the place you're in right now. That's it, and success will take care of itself.